In the heart of bustling Manhattan, James Masters navigated the labyrinth of skyscrapers with the swagger of a man who had conquered the digital frontier. Known among his peers as the Crypto King, James had amassed a fortune through savvy investments in cryptocurrencies, riding the waves of volatility with ease. However, beneath his confident facade lurked a hunger for more. James yearned for the thrill of high-stakes gambles, the rush of adrenaline that came with chasing the next big opportunity. And this was a guy who thought he could never lose. And that's his problem. That's the arrogance that blinds him. This guy would steal actual candy from a baby and embrace it, not because of the way in which he would satisfy his sweet tooth per se, but that he knew he had the strength to do it so easily. He knew he could win. One fateful day, James received an email that would change his life forever. It promised unheard of returns from an exclusive investment firm specializing in emerging cryptocurrencies. The offer seemed too good to be true, but James was seduced by the allure of quick wealth. Determined to capitalize on the opportunity, James liquidated his assets and poured his entire fortune into the scheme. As he watched the numbers of his digital wallet soar, he reveled in the illusion of invincibility. But the
Yes!
euphoria was short-lived. Unbeknownst to James, the investment firm was nothing more than an elaborate Ponzi scheme, orchestrated by a cunning mastermind who preyed on the greed of unsuspecting investors, i.e., James. As James basked in the false glow of success, the scheme began to unravel. Withdrawal requests went unanswered, and rumors of fraud spread like wildfire through online forums. It wasn't long before James realized the devastating truth. He had been conned. His fortune, once the envy of Wall Street, evaporated before his eyes, leaving him destitute and broken. Desperate to salvage what little remained of his dignity, James embarked on a quest for justice, determined to expose the fraudsters who had robbed him of everything. But as he delved deeper into the murky world of cryptocurrency scams, James discovered that he was not alone. Countless others had fallen victim to similar schemes, their stories echoing his own. In the end, James emerged not as the crypto king he once believed himself to be, but as a cautionary tale, a reminder that in the volatile world of digital currencies, the line between fortune and folly is peerlessly thin. And sometimes, the greatest risk of all is the one we take with our own greed. In this fast-paced world of cryptocurrency, as many of you know, it doesn't come without its setbacks. And setbacks is a small word compared to the gain that the scammers are getting from you. So, again, how do we stay vigilant to these things? Well, by talking about it, by sharing stories about it, which is why I'm glad and happy to be sharing all of these stories with you guys. And hopefully you can see that it's not all roses out there. There are things that happen such as this, but my mission is to make sure you stay vigilant in this area. And so we will talk about briefly some of the top 5 scams in 2024 that has to do with cryptocurrency. So please, guys, if you will, like and subscribe to this video for more updates on crypto, scams, and money making related. In recent years, the world of cryptocurrency has become a breeding ground for various forms of scams, with Ponzi schemes standing out as one of the most prevalent and damaging. So let's get into the top 5. 1. Phishing. So phishing scams involve fraudulent attempts to obtain sensitive information from individuals, often through deceptive emails, websites, or social media messages. 2. Rug pull. The rug pull scam occurs when creators of a cryptocurrency projects suddenly withdraw liquidity from the associated liquidity pool, causing the token's value to plummet, leaving investors with worthless assets. Number three, fake giveaways. So fake giveaway scams involve imposters posing as influential figures or reputable crypto projects offering extravagant rewards in exchange for small initial payments or personal information. So these scams prey on individuals' desires for quick profits and exploit the popularity of legitimate crypto influencers. Number four, Ponzi schemes, what we talked about in the main story today, and kind of the whole core of today's episode, I guess we can call it episodes, right? So a Ponzi scheme in the crypto space promises high returns on investments through a continuous influx of new investors, what I said earlier. However, these schemes are unstable and inevitably collapse. And I'm sure some of us have thought about it or have been in some, and then luckily we had our wits about us, right? And so this leaves most participants with significant losses, and Ponzi schemes have plagued the crypto industry since its inception, preying on unsuspecting investors drawn in by promises of easy wealth. What we mentioned in my story in the beginning, right? Number five, fake exchanges. And this is the last one for today. These scams involve setting up fraudulent cryptocurrency exchanges that mimic legitimate platforms to deceive investors into depositing their funds. These scams often lure victims with enticing trading pairs and low fees, but disappear with investors' deposits once their scheme is exposed. So guys, again, according to recent reports, cryptocurrency-related scams have surged in recent years, and these losses have totaled about in the billions globally. Despite efforts to combat these scams, these people are still getting away with it. So again, and because they're innovative and they adapt. But here's the thing: I want you guys to adapt. I want you guys to be wise in this area. Be wise, be vigilant, and you need to adapt to what's around you. Our next story comes from Will, who had an incident that seems, well, I'll let Will go ahead and tell it to you. And remember to like and subscribe to this channel to receive updates on all things crypto and money making related. About a month ago, when my telephone rang, the number displayed was my bank. Upon answering, I was told that I was speaking with the fraud department of my bank and asked if I had spent over $2,000 on American Airlines tickets and over $800 at Walmart in the last few hours. I indicated that I had not. The person with whom I was speaking read out the first 8 numbers of my debit card and then paused, as if they expected me to finish the last few numbers, which I did not. The person then asked if I still lived at and gave the address. This was an address I had lived at 2 years previously. However, within a day of moving from that address, I had called my bank and informed them of my move and my new address. I thought something wasn't right, but I was thrown by the actual bank telephone number on my caller ID. I would not say whether the address they provided was my current address or not. I told the caller that the bank had my present address as I provided it to them. The caller went on to say that he was with the fraud department and that I had given my address to customer service and they did not share the same information, and I merely needed to provide the address so that the fraud department could stop the fraudulent purchases. I refused. We went back and forth like this for a while. Several times they tried to get my present address as well as the rest of my account number. In all cases, I refused, reminding them that they had this information on record. Each time they indicated the fraud department did not have this information. I found this highly doubtful, hung up, and called my bank. The whole thing was a scam. To be safe, I asked for a new debit card to be issued. It was a bit of a hassle, but I felt better about it.